These adorable, squeaky little fluff balls we all adore aren't always the peaceful creatures they seem. Sure, they look sweet and innocent, but underneath that calm surface, they actually have a pretty complex social world. And sometimes, that world includes fighting. Don't worry though, most of the time, it's totally normal behavior. But if you've ever seen your guinea pigs chasing, teeth chattering, or even balling up in a blur of fur, it can be alarming. In this video, we're diving into why guinea pigs fight, what to do if it happens, and how you can prevent it so your piggies stay safe and happy. Stick around till the end, because I'll also share some easy, practical tips that can completely change how your guinea pigs get along. What fighting actually means. Now, before we jump to conclusions, let's clear something up. Not every confrontation between guinea pigs is a fight. They have a whole range of behaviors that can look dramatic, but are really just part of their way of sorting things out. Think of it like this: guinea pigs are social animals that naturally live in groups, or herds. Within these herds, there's always a hierarchy, a boss pig at the top, and the rest falling somewhere below. That structure keeps the peace, but to figure out who's who, there's bound to be a little bit of drama. Here's how it usually plays out. At the lowest level, you might see small signs of dominance. Things like head raising, rumble strutting, that wiggly, swagger-like movement while making a low rumbling sound, or quiet teeth chattering. They might even do a bit of light chasing or mounting. All of that is perfectly normal. It's how they communicate rank. As long as no one's getting hurt, you don't need to worry. But sometimes, it escalates. You'll notice louder teeth chattering, raised hair, or circling, kind of like they're squaring up to each other. One guinea pig might start following or cornering the other in a more intense way. This is still usually about dominance, but it's the point where you want to watch closely. When does it become an actual fight? That happens when neither guinea pig backs down. The circling becomes faster, the chattering louder, and before you know it, they lunge. Suddenly they're locked together in what looks like a tiny fur tornado. That's a fight, and at that point, they're not just arguing, they're trying to hurt each other. So, why do they fight in the first place? Well, most of the time, it comes down to dominance and territory. Guinea pigs have to figure out their pecking order, and if one challenges another's position, that's when sparks can fly. The most common situation where fights happen is when you introduce a new guinea pig into an existing group. When a newcomer shows up, everyone's trying to figure out where they fit in the hierarchy. If you've got two strong personalities, especially two dominant males, neither one wants to be the lower-ranking pig. That can lead to standoffs or even fights. Another reason could be age and maturity. Young males, for instance, often get along fine as babies, but when they hit their teenage phase, around 3 to 6 months, hormones kick in and suddenly one decides he wants to be the boss. Then there's resource guarding, fighting over food, water bottles, or hiding spots. Sometimes even a favorite hut or cozy hideout can trigger a dispute. If the cage is too small or doesn't have enough places to retreat, tension builds up quickly, and occasionally, fights happen after guinea pigs have been separated and reintroduced, even if it's just for a short while. Their scent changes a bit, and when they come back together, it's like they're strangers again. They have to re-establish dominance. Lastly, males housed near females can sometimes get extraterritorial or aggressive, especially if they can smell them nearby. So, if you've got both genders in the same room, it's best to keep some distance between the cages. What to do when a fight breaks out? Alright, so you're watching your guinea pigs, and suddenly they're in a full-on furball fight. What should you do? First rule: don't use your bare hands. Even though guinea pigs aren't trying to hurt you, in the heat of a fight, their instincts take over, and their teeth are sharp. If you reach in, you could end up getting bitten badly. Instead, grab a towel, fleece blanket, or piece of cardboard, and gently place it between them to separate them. Once they're apart, move them into separate cages or divided sections right away. Then, assess the damage. Look for any injuries, scratches, bite marks, or blood. Minor wounds can usually be cleaned gently and kept an eye on to make sure they heal properly. But if you see deep bites, bleeding around the mouth or neck, or swelling, that's a trip to the vet. Guinea pigs are prone to abscesses, which are infections that can develop under the skin after a bite. They might need antibiotics or even a small procedure to drain it. Also, if there's any sign of eye injury, don't wait, get them checked out immediately. Eye wounds can worsen fast and may even lead to loss of the eye if untreated. Once things have calmed down and everyone's safe, it's important to keep them separated, at least for now. Let the dust settle and give them time to recover both physically and emotionally. Can you reintroduce fighting guinea pigs? This part really depends on why the fight happened. If the fight was between two guinea pigs who previously got along fine, It might just be a one-off triggered by stress, illness, or a temporary change in scent. In those cases, reintroduction can sometimes work, but only after both have completely healed and had a good cooling off period. When you try again, do it in neutral territory, somewhere neither of them has claimed as theirs. Spread out some fresh hay, maybe add veggies, and watch how they interact. If they seem calm and start eating side by side, that's a good sign. But if it was a new pairing that went bad immediately, it's unlikely they'll ever bond peacefully. In that case, it's better to find a more compatible companion, one with a calmer or more submissive personality. Some rescues even offer piggy dating, where they help match guinea pigs with compatible friends. It's a great way to make sure your piggies end up with a buddy they genuinely get along with. Preventing fights before they start. Okay, now let's talk prevention. Because the best fight is the one that never happens. Tip number 1. Learn to recognize early warning signs. Teeth chattering, rumble strutting, or persistent chasing can tell you that tension is building. Catching it early gives you a chance to make small changes before things escalate. Tip number 2. Give them plenty of space. Crowded cages are one of the biggest triggers for conflict. Go for the largest enclosure you can, and if you have males, even bigger is better. A good rule of thumb: always size up at least one level larger than what you think you need. Tip number 3. Double up on essentials. 2 water bottles, 2 food bowls, multiple hideouts. This simple step can cut down on 90% of resource-based fights. No one likes to share when they're hungry or stressed. Tip number 4. Introduce new guinea pigs the right way. Always do it on neutral ground, never directly in one guinea pig's cage. Let them meet where neither feels territorial. Start with short sessions and build up. And don't rush it. Bonding takes time. Tip number 5. Avoid unnecessary separations. If your guinea pigs are getting along, don't separate them unless it's absolutely necessary, like for medical care. Even a short separation can reset their relationship, and reintroductions aren't always smooth. So, what have we learned? Guinea pigs might look tiny and innocent, but they've got strong personalities and complex social rules. A little dominance behavior is totally normal. It's part of how they build harmony in their group. The key is understanding what's harmless and what's dangerous. Minor chasing, rumbling, and posturing? Fine. But when neither pig backs down and you see lunging or full contact, that's your cue to step in, carefully, and separate them. At the end of the day, fights don't mean your guinea pigs are bad or mean. They're just doing what nature wired them to do. With enough space, the right introductions, and a bit of patience, most guinea pigs can coexist peacefully, or at least tolerate each other without drama. And if this video helped you feel more confident handling guinea pig disagreements, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because we've got plenty more tips coming to help you give your piggies their happiest life possible. Until next time, stay calm, stay kind, and give your guinea pigs a little extra lettuce for being the funny, complicated, lovable creatures they are.